Now, in other developments, the Facebook chief, Mark Zuckerberg, has rejected the idea that false stories shared on his social network helped Trump's victory. However, Zuckerberg did admit that people are less inclined to click on links or otherwise check out shared stories that don't line up with their views. Now, this has been a major criticism of social media that also came up during Brexit. And for more on this, I'm joined now on the program by Michael Brand, a professor of data science at Monash University. Thank you very much for joining us here. Now, firstly, we heard from Mark Zuckerberg that he dismissed concerns about bubbles or so-called echo chambers, where a person's viewpoint is reinforced instead of challenged on social media. What's your take on this?
Well, first of all, thank you, Molly, for having me on the program. Facebook definitely has filters that allow people to see more of the content they agree with than the content they do not agree with. Facebook has a financial interest in giving news that is confirmatory and optimistic, because that is what makes people stay on the website and continue clicking. That's how Facebook makes its money. But in terms of how much effect that causes, well, there have been studies, including studies by Facebook, that show that the effect exists and is even substantial. In some cases, we're talking about full percents in terms of inclination to vote. So while there has been well-known, well-documented bias to only look at news that is confirmatory, Facebook is actively feeding this bias and is causing, therefore, an exponentially accumulating effect where views get dramatically polarized.
Well, indeed, then isn't this dangerous for public opinion and national discourse?
I think the danger to public discourse is even greater than just because of that. In a recent study looking at mainstream media versus hyper-partisan sites, both on the left and right, it was shown that a dramatic percentage of what is being pushed through the hyper-partisan pages on Facebook, pages that are with the Facebook blue tick of approval, a dramatic percentage is just false. 38% of the news that was from the right-wing websites was not accurate or drastically misleading. Less than half was rated mostly true. So
let me ask you, not to interrupt you, but what is then the reason for this? Are these algorithms that inherently favor false or sensational stories?
What favors false and sensational stories is not the algorithms, but rather the people. These stories, the false ones, are on average shared 6 times more than the true ones. People like to hear these things. People like to share them with their friends, because they confirm their beliefs. Now, algorithms are obviously picking up on that and are amplifying that effect because Facebook wants to show you what you would like to hear. But I think the blame here should be put on how we consume our news, and there should be thoughts regarding whether Facebook is a news outlet, in which case it should be regulated as a news outlet.
Michael Brand, unfortunately, we do have to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us.